Hey, what's up everyone? It's Dolbeck and today we're gonna talk about dog. Why we're gonna talk about dog? For me it's a really important topic. They are my best friend. You see what I mean? They are our best friend. Maybe some people have some allergy, maybe you don't like dog, but it's fine. You can live whatever you want. But for me, dog are one of the healthiest relationship you're gonna have in your life if, only if, you give them healthy love, all right? And today we're gonna talk about what people do wrong with their dog and how to solve it and my vision of it, all right? You can have a different vision and you can put in the comment section what you think about it. So let's dive straight into it. So yeah, if you make your dog walk on the leash, like you let your dog free go in the park where you know there's no one, and you don't take off the leash, you just let it go like that, and the dog run really fast because he's happy to be there, and then he's running really fast on his so yeah, walking on the leash, if you release your dog into a park or in the nature or anything, or in the house, because you know you enter in the house and you let your dog walk in the house, don't leave the leash on the dog, because the dog gonna walk on the leash, all right? And when you do it outside, it's even worse, because some dog run really fast, and when you unleash it, well, and they still have it, they run really fast on it. I've seen it, all right? I'm gonna show you an example right now. So yeah, as you see, it just don't work, and you can do the test yourself. I recommend to anyone who made their dog walk on a leash, just to do it themselves, just to understand what they did and how it's gonna affect the life of their dog in the future. All right, because we all know the back problem is something that stays forever, and it don't always show. Your dog can live with pain all his life and you will never know it. So yeah. So the next point, giving the food dry. So all the food that we buy in the store are dry, mostly. And we are just giving that to dog. The stomach is not made to digest dry stuff that is that much dry. Even if you drink all the water in the world, it's just gonna create problem, all right? And the thing to do, it's not to go buy high quality food. I found the perfect solution for everyone. I do it myself, all right? I buy food. Right now my dog is 12 years old, so I buy adult food, not the lower price, not the highest price. I read on the bag what's in it, and I judge by myself what's the best for my dog, all right? And after I take the food, I put it into a bowl. I had hot water, and kinda a lot of hot water. And I put just a bit of stuff that my dog like just a bit of meat, and apple cinnamon vinegar, because my dog he's 12 years old and he's a bull mastiff, so usually they die at 8. So now he started to develop a tumor. So into that wet food, what is nice is you can add stuff easily. Medic, you can add apple cinnamon vinegar. Try to give vinegar to a dog. Just try to drink it by yourself. It tastes bad. But if you can manage to do it well, it's gonna be good for the dog. You let the food into the bowl during like 3 to 5 minutes, and then you give it to your dog. Sometimes your dog not gonna eat it, because you know the dog sometimes just don't eat now. They are just made like that. Sometimes you wake up one day and you don't want to eat because you feel bad in the stomach or something. What happened at that moment? You just leave the food there and he's gonna eat it later. For you, you think, oh, he's not gonna like it. I'm a human, I think with my human brain, but it's a dog. You think with a dog brain. If the food go a bit too dry, you just put a bit other water on it, and he's supposed to eat it in the same day for sure. Like it just don't happen, and your dog gonna get used to it anyway. All right. So dry food, make it wet. So the other point that I want to make is knowing your dog race. My dog, I have a bull mastiff. I had an American bulldog before that. It's some dog that was not breathing well. So before getting that type of dog, you go on internet and you do some research about the dog, how to treat it and shit. So I learned, okay, it was American bulldog, my first. Okay, American bulldog don't have a good breathing system. And the only way to make it work is to put some water, not too cold, but a good kind of cold on the chest, and that's gonna open the breathing system for them, and they're gonna be able to maximize their training. You see? But if you don't do that, it's gonna be harder, and your dog gonna have a hard time in the heat. He's not gonna listen to you that good because he's gonna suffer. So yeah. Every type of dog are different. They have different habits. They want different thing. Like guard dog want to guard. Hunting dog want to feel like he's hunting something. So the way you're gonna play with it is gonna be different. So if you want to play with the ball with the dog, you go get a type of dog that want to play with the ball. Yes, for sure, I can take my bull mastiff and make it play with the ball. It's possible. But believe me, it's not what that type of dog like. They like smelling the floor. They like eating, they like biting branch and like pulling and play like. They like to play with human and stuff. Like it's just different. It's hard to explain how different it is for someone who don't have any. Like I have experience in dog, but I don't know the proper word because I'm French. So yeah. So for the people, I've seen on internet some people, like as soon as someone say my dog have a problem, people say, go veterinary now, go to the vet. Yes, going to the vet gonna tell you what he have. Most of the time you can, like it's gonna cost $1,000 and shit. I had a dog with dysphasie on the hips, alright? He had hips problem. And I go to the vet, he told me, oh, it's 1.5k to make it solve, and it's probably gonna not even gonna help him that much. Like, he have high chance to live with pain and stuff like that. My dog had no more the use of his back. His two leg behind was starting getting smaller every day. And even his tail was just saying like that, and I was living in a 3-store apartment, and I had to lift my American bulldog up. He was 6 months old, to the top stairs. How I solved that? Everyone told me to kill my dog. What I did is I give collagen and glucosamine. How I found that? I did every pet shop in the city. I did every website. I think in my head about every solution, and yeah, I pray too. But you know, I think finding the glucosamine and collagen, it's what saved my dog. And what saved my dog too is I made some stretching movement, not hard stretching, you see what I mean, but just to keep the leg moving, so the blood was still moving into his leg. You see, that's kind of important. And the main thing, swimming. You like nobody gonna tell you that you have to make your dog swim, but the best rehabs you can do in real life for most of human or animal is just by swimming. You don't have to lift your weight and you're like training. It's really easy for them. So my dog come back, took like a month or two, come back and was able to walk around. and he had a proper life. He was able to run after that, and he lived 12 years old and died by a cancer. He don't even die by the hips problem. At the end, when he died, the hips problem was not even a hips problem anymore. You see what I mean? So yeah, if you think only the vet gonna solve your problem and you cannot find anything by yourself, this is wrong. All right. Not simulating a bite. I know that sounds wrong, but you just go on your dog and you do that when he's not listening to you, and you need to learn him. And like, you just like a outer dog. It's dog communication. You see on the ear, on the neck. Like you don't do it hard. You don't hurt your dog. You just like show like, hey, stop, and the dog gonna be like, okay, you see what I mean? It's not, you don't do it with anger, you don't do it with rage, nothing like that, alright? You need to stay neutral with your dog and don't let your emotion affect any situation that is happening. The reality is not everyone can control themselves, and the reality is sometimes anyone have a day in their life that they cannot control themselves. You're sick, you have the diarrhea, and then you cannot go outside because your master is sleeping. What's gonna happen? He's just gonna be on the floor, and if you get emotive over that, you are the problem, and that's it. Don't be emotive with your dog, alright? And when you treat it, you simulate dog bite, simulate dog comportment as a hierarchy level. You need to be on the top of the hierarchy. So you need to study how alpha male work. So giving the wrong table food. So much people give like bread to their dog. Like, come on, dude. All right, like think about it and do again research about your dog type, what they need. Make sure you do enough sports to digest good everything you give without being fat, because if your animal is fat, it's your fault. So the body language, there's some small thing in the body language. I will not learn you anything, but I will show you something really simple most of the people will never show you. It's that. I know that sounds stupid, but look at a dog and do that. What does that mean? I'm moving the tail and I'm happy, I'm not dangerous. If you think a dog come at you and he look at you, he's not sure about you, move the tail, dude. Hey, what's up? I'm happy. And then you simulate you're happy, and the dog just gonna understand. If you're like, come on, like, that just don't work. So yeah, this is the easiest movement that I think any dog can understand without even thinking. Screaming multiple times. I see people with dog in their yard and they are like, hey, stop! Tommy, can you stop, please? Tommy! Like, and then just never stop, you see what I mean? And it just never work, and then they get mad to get the dog in. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. You do that, or like just one, like, stop. You see what I mean? And if your dog keep going, you go outside and no, and you put it on the, you say, wait, you put it on the floor like, sit, it's no, and you see, you have to school him. Like, you go close to him, you school him, simulating dog bite, no. Okay, he don't have the right to scream about on other people. So if you put your dog outside on a leash, it's your job to be ready to do that. So don't start a movie that you cannot pause. Don't go on the bed with your girlfriend. You see what I mean? So yeah, make sure you are ready at any time to just go do that. And after a couple weeks, your dog just gonna stop doing it, and if you do it, he's just gonna bark once or twice, and you will not have to say nothing, because he's gonna just be like, oh fuck, if I'm doing that, he's gonna go tell me to lay on the floor and like be like, oh shit. During like what 30 seconds, you just like stay on the floor, and he's like, and you don't harm him, you do nothing like painful, you just no, and he's not gonna be willing to bark anymore after that. You see what I mean? And one thing that can work is to show to your dog to bark. You do woof woof, and you look around, and your dog gonna get stimulated, and he's gonna get into it, and then stop, woof woof. He start to, and then stop. You see what I mean? If you learn him how to bark, he's gonna bark at the good time. When someone knock at your door, you can do it, and then you stop. That's it. Your dog probably gonna do it by itself, but at this moment, what you're gonna do, lay on the floor. The dog gonna lay on the floor and he's gonna stay there. You open the door. When the dude enter, you need to smell it. You do the hand sign, and so after that, the dog, you're gonna be happy. Don't let the dog go in the hierarchy over the other people that come in your house. Your dog need to stay on the bottom of the hierarchy in your house. All right. Find your dog rhythm. I am a dude who like to ride pedal bike, you see, but I had a bulldog in the past. Like I say, he had the hips dysphasia, and it was not able, like, it. Don't try to do bicycle, like, it don't work. So this is one of the main reason, like, it was not working with rollerblade too, cause you see, like, rolling really slowly with rollerblade is not fun. And then if my dog's like, I don't know, if something happened, I'm like fucked. And yeah, so I started to do unicycle and realized that the unicycle is the perfect speed to walk with my American Bulldog, because he was not able to run really fast anymore, just a small run. And the dog that I have right now, I don't know what happened in his life before I had it, because I got it when he had like 7 years old. And like, it's, yeah, long story, but yeah, so he cannot run. So yeah, he walk with my unicycle, just slow, and it's the perfect rhythm. If I walk, I'm almost too slow for my dog, so walking is not good for him, and I need to do long distance with it and be at his rhythm to make sure he's in shape. Because if you don't do that, your dog gonna develop problem like lipoma. I don't know if you don't know what it is. It's like a small greases ball that go on your dog when he's not healthy enough or eating like dry food. Sometimes it can happen like by itself, but most of the time it's caused by dry food and not enough movement. All right. And I will finish by always act like if your dog is not hurt but have some chance to be hurt. You see, when you wake up in the morning with a stiff neck, you can live your day. You will, like, the dog will wake up with a stiff neck and they will not complain, but they will have the stiff neck. What you do in that moment, how do you know it? You will probably never know it. This is why you need to treat him like if he always have a chance to have a stiff neck or a small injury that you cannot see. If your dog don't want to run, sometimes there's something behind it. Sometimes it can be like a domination problem, but when you're already done with that, it can be other problem. If your dog don't want to run with you, can be a health problem. Sometimes it can just be 1 week, sometimes it can just be 1 day. You see what I mean? Just give your dog time and make sure to follow his rhythm once again. So yeah, I hope you guys like that type of content. I know, like, my channel go a bit everywhere, but you know, I'm talking about stuff that I like.